Are really my favorite matchups at the beginning of a season when we have revamped rosters and we have teams that we really haven't seen a lot of on stream. Shawnee Boy kicks things off.
That is one way to get things going. Great kickoff, and Sunblaze trying to win possession, gets a little bit too far in front of the ball and ends up poking it back towards his own half and not enough time to recover.
And so a quick goal 5 seconds in, but as I was saying before, you know, it's great to see these teams now. We get to look at two teams that we don't know a lot about in week one, and then we get to see how these teams progress over the season. It just adds on to everything we were talking about in the pregame. But right now, it's looking very not good, to say it uneloquently, Achieves. 2-0.
Yeah, another one, really. This should be an easy ball off the corner, but Sunblaze, I mean, what can you do? He's trusting his teammate there and comes up empty. Yeah, open net. What are you going to do?
You're going to get scored on, and you know, Bindo, Sunblaze, here on the kickoff, a little shaky off their own back wall. Here's Caso, but it gets taken away by Shawnee Boy, and right now, Shawnee Boy wanted to pass out, but had Claven coming up right behind. Another shot, but it's blocked for now. Still, it's free from the third, and popping up for a save. Right now, Michigan, they're the ones with that 2-goal lead. Bindo picks up another goal.
I was about to say, this better find its way into the back of the net. And again, this is basically the reverse of what happened to start off the game. Just try and push the ball forward. You get on the wrong side of it, right off at your own corner and into the middle. Yeah, free goal.
Hopefully this can be just a breath.
Everyone needs to settle in.
I mean, off their own back wall. Just they were struggling early in those first 20 seconds. It was a disaster, and we see how fast. Oh, goes under, but no goal. That one saved by Sunblaze. Taken away again.
I really just want to see Rochester settle in here a little bit. I want to see the offense start going for one of these teams, and that's a nice dodge from Caso. Nice win as well, straight up high, and Shawnee Boy well and truly beat. Long touch forward, trying to get that extra touch to beat the last man, but not able to connect.
Well, it's looking a little better. They have some nice passes down the field, better positioning there in the corner as well from Caso. Able to at least get the clear out to midfield, now struggling. Above Claven, couldn't find a touch, and diving at some of these touches, Shawnee Boy just sat there, let that touch happen. So a little panicky going at the ball. Rochester, they've settled a little bit. Plenty of time as well. You're down by one. Defense looking okay. That wasn't a good touch. And Shawnee Boy almost makes the pay. It's a bouncer. Another shot, but light and way wide. A demo on the backside, caught close. Sunblaze couldn't get back to it.
And Wolverines applying just awesome pressure here out of the midfield line. They haven't lost the ball in the past 30 seconds or so. Another pass across for Shawnee Boy. Hard shot on net, diving out of the corner. Bindo, great save. Buddha towards the backboard, great clear. Finally a chance for the Tigers to break out, but already Shawnee Boy waiting, finally stolen away, so some breathing room for Rochester.
Caso, and it's well defended by Claven. But no follow-up as Bindo catches this pass. Claven, Bindo has control of the ball. Well done by him to get this pass out. Sunblaze's shot is a bouncer off the backboard. Caso confirms we have a tie game.
There we go. I was about to say, Sunblaze, you got to turn this one in. They beat the last man in the net. This got to be on target, but turns out fortunate it wasn't, because Caso got a second chance and just right down into the net. Nice finish.
Absolutely. And especially after how the beginning of the game looked, the opening 30 seconds of gameplay,
it felt rough.
They couldn't even touch the ball on their own back wall. But those first game nerves, especially with a new roster for Rochester, still figuring out the kinks, and the kinks have been worked out. And now it's up Michigan to respond. Buddha giving way for Claven now. Claven, a good carry for Shawnee Boy, but one man back. It'll be Caso with the save. Shawnee Boy tried for the quick shot, and now turned around. Buddha, he's able to play it away again, so a couple of nice touches. A good challenge from Sunblaze to try to force the ball towards the box, but locked down. Rochester still trying to force their way in.
But they are putting Michigan in some awkward places to try and play defense from, resulting in a lot of weak touches back towards the corner. That one should have been a long clear from Shawnee Boy, but just coming at it from such an awkward angle, so difficult to really square the ball up. Stopped
getting
in front. And Buddha finally able to work his way up a little bit of a seam, actually. Pass into the middle. Shining Boy stretching and not able to get there, and that is why we use the Dominus.
I think he ran out of boost at the end there, diving for that ball. Chief's love for the Dominus knows no.
I have no shame. I have no shame, I will admit.
Shining Boy pops this up. He's got a pass over to Buddha. It's right into a defender. Kaso again. This one up high, caught. Not a ton of action going on, really. Both teams trying to figure this out. No one's really been winning the boost battle outright ever since the game got tied up by Rochester. Sunblaze, the ball just a little too far away from him. And the challenges are stopping Rochester, but there's no counter coming from Michigan right now. Up for that pass was Kaso. Sunblaze takes it back to the corner, buys some time for his team.
It has evened up a little bit. I think you're absolutely right. While Rochester has been on offense here recently, they haven't really done anything that's truly threatening against Michigan. They're always in position to deal with it. And this one out into the middle. Kaso needing a pass down, a little bit of a sluggish pickup. And that means maybe last chance here to belong to the Wolverines if they can hang on to this ball out of the corner.
Ooh. Well,
there it is.
Clavin got it. Almost off the crossbar, turned away. Overtime. And Kaso, he tried to make that play happen earlier, but they put Sunblaze in such an awkward position by himself. Had Michigan. He got it. Almost out. Too fast of a ball, but it does give that possession here early in overtime.
I like seeing that from Shining Boy. I like the fact he went to go up there, didn't think, made the read, went for the play, tried to win it just off the kickoff, because if you get that read, 9 times out of 10, you're going to beat anybody else trying to challenge you, because a ball that fast, people always just want to make sure they get the right read before they even jump. And he just went for it, and actually missing the backboard clear means Clavin turns it in.
Yeah, Clavin will send it home and take game 1 off of the missed clear attempt. And that just feels bad. Can't chalk it up to more than have to have that clear out to the corner. And the whiff will give U of M that first win. And it looked solid for them at the start, but really
battled back.
It felt like it was more mistakes early. I don't know, James, what did you see out of that game?
I mean, that last play of the game, it was just a missed hit. Not necessarily the backboard, but the curvature of the ceiling can give people problems, and didn't get it. That was what lost it for him. So it's tough, but right off the kickoff, we saw the pressure University of Michigan was putting on the defense. So they looked to be the better team just in overtime.
It felt. I felt like last game, everybody got on the pitch and everybody felt locked in after game 2.
Yeah.
So I think game 1 here, definitely a lot of weird touches, a lot of missed hits from a lot of people.
The first goal, you remember the one that Clavin hits off the wall and it just starts rolling in.
Okay,
and for me, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this game closely. But then the Tigers really started to bring it back.
Yeah,
so
I like the middle of the game for the Tigers. Great pressure.
Yeah, so they just need to, not make that same defensive mistake that they had at the start. Then we saw the defensive play in overtime. Obviously, that was a very difficult read. Those are reads that, it's expected that you miss from time to time.
Yeah.
But the Tigers, they didn't look horrible other than just those few glimpses that we saw. So they'll have to button that up. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this one be a close series. We got game 2.
Not at all. I mean, heading into game number 2, we'll see if both teams finally settle in. Now to Rochester, really just want to see that middle of game 1 performance. You want to see that for 5 good minutes of Rocket League. But it will start off with the University of Michigan on the orange half of the field. And Clavin doing all the work, only gets it back to the opposite side. Back and forth, just waiting to see where they can find a continuation, where you can find another touch. A good pass out, trying to find a clear.
Ooh, some communication issues for the Tigers right there. Double committing means they a little slow to pick up this ball and actually end up giving up possession. So what did Michigan do with this play? Unfortunately, going for a stronger read, thinking that ball was going to bounce a lot harder off the wall. And Buddha so close to what would have been a stunner of a redirect.
was a good touch by Sunblaze as well,
Oh,
but it was a
2v1.
double commit. Now you have Claven back on the other end looking for the bump. Oh, and
he missed
Sunblaze
it.
gets back down. He blocks it again from Shawnee Boy. Now it's a race back to the ball. Can he get back to it in time? Shawnee Boy, he does. Another follow-up needs to come through. Kaso gets there in time. Oh, Sunblaze gives way for Kaso off the post and saved by Claven. Desperate situation. The University of Michigan back the other way.
Big defensive stand, though, for the Tigers. You get that in the 2-on-1. The player in front going for the demo. Those are where you really have to stand tall. And that was a huge defensive effort from Rochester to turn away that scoring opportunity. But it's over 2 heads. Bumps and kicks off of Buddha. Michigan turned away off of pure chance.
There were 2 bumps in that play. Claven got bumped out of the play initially, and then he tried to dive back into it. Buddha got bumped back in, so I'm pretty sure if Buddha hadn't ended up getting bumped back, I think Claven still would have made the save. Or maybe it would have been the goal. Either way, it kills a chance for Rochester. Claven, oh, pincher on the ground, but Kaso's there. And really, Kaso just seems to be in the right place every time his name gets called. He hasn't really had that many shots, but he's always been there for a challenge. He's always been able to receive a pass, keep a play going.
And here's the point of the game where Rochester, back in game number 1, really started bringing up the pressure. It feels like that's starting all over again. Actually, a huge bump, forcing all of Michigan off the ball. And another couple of bumps, but slow to pick it up a little bit, actually. And they've had all the time in the world to reset themselves. But Rochester really starting to find their footing here. Finally, that weak touch from Sunblaze to no one means they're going to have to go back to battling for possession of the ball here. But great win from Sunblaze. Back the other way, Shawnee Boy looking for a tap into the corner. Buddha has to be careful. Sunblaze, realizing that patience from Buddha, just decides to deny that corner boost and make it as difficult as possible for Michigan to get back on offense and stay there.
Ooh, the quick pass to Bindo. He didn't even need to find it. It rolled past the defender. Buddha, it's a good challenge to the corner, preventing another shot from coming. Sunblaze, he couldn't handle it. There's another poor touch from Sunblaze. Very up and down from him. Early in the game, he had some solid touches. Bindo up has the save off the shot. Not over just yet. Buddha looking up high for Shawnee Boy. It's saved by Kaso. Roller. Claven has another. Claven has a goal. First goal of the game. And here in game number 2, a minute 30 left.
Great command from Claven. Kaso trying to find that touch out to the corner, but Claven just a nice little chip around the last man, making sure to place that ball into the top left, because it's not often you get a clean look at the net that close. So just make sure you get it on target and in the right spot, and great execution.
Only 2 shots on net for Rochester, and Claven has 6 shots alone, and that's a roller. Sunblaze is going to get a goal here off the challenge, and we got a tie game just like that.
So it came out of nowhere. Buddha just trying to get cheeky on the dribble, went for the fake, and Sunblaze called him on it. Goodbye ball into the net.
See ya. That's how you you pay. Sometimes with the fakes, it's a very risky maneuver.
Well, it's all about
even the slowdowns.
It's all about when you show your hand, you know, because the power of the fake is when you show. Is can you make the defender bite on a little move? And when you don't have your spacing quite right, or the timing on your little cuts back in to make people think twice, or a little too far away from the ball, that's when you really, it's quite easy to understand, oh, that's not going to work. And that's a great bump back the other way from Claven to stop that Rochester defense from getting back. And here come the Wolverines again. 2 defenders. That's happened multiple times. The communication from Rochester, whenever that ball's in the midfield, someone gets a little antsy. No one in particular. It's just they need to be better about communicating that.
Well, Rochester needs some more offense. Less than a minute to go. Something tells me Sunblaze won't get another goal like that. But down the midfield, that's a good win on the challenge. Looking for a shot. Oh, couldn't handle it. Maybe thought that touch was going to happen for Buddha. Buddha never ended up touching the ball, and so now it's cleared away again. More time off the clock, running down to 30 seconds. See what Rochester can do here. It is blocked, but the challenge is still good here for Rochester. They move down back to the blue box, chasing around. Sunblaze, he gets the boost, but he doesn't have the ball, and they have to save a shot just barely. Still rotating around back to the corner. Now downfield, Sunblaze. He's by one defender. He had a man downfield on the left. It was going to be tough from that angle. They're running out of time. Back off the back wall. Shawnee Boy plays it away. He's got tons of space and gets a solid touch there in midfield, killing more time, wasting all of that off the clock.
Ooh, here we go.
A bouncer off the ramp for Sunblaze. Can't handle it, and Michigan pick up another win.
They actually did catch all of Michigan forward there, too. Sunblaze kind of almost had a free push, was just needing a little help from his teammates and just missed the pass at the end. But the next thing you look at, Rochester always seemed to have a pretty solid middle of the game, right? Great pressure, but the shot column's never reflected in that. So it's like, I don't care how long you hang on to the ball. You need to start making Michigan get out of position, you know. Michigan's the one trying to create plays. They went for that demo play in the midfield. They had that 2-on-1. That was a big stop. They had the passes across. They're pulling defenders out. Well, maybe that's Rochester's fault for double committing more often than not. But Michigan's able to put shots on net and make Rochester have to think about what they're doing. Michigan's just like, cool.
And, you know, speaking of thinking, we saw that mind game from Clavin, you know, when the ball was rolling to him and he just pops it up. The defender whizzes by and he gets a nice, powerful shot on the follow-up. So Clavin, a big part of the offense for U of M, in my opinion, making some smart plays, and U of M continuing to look good. Yeah,
I mean, as far as you're concerned, if you're Michigan, you haven't felt threatened all series long, so ball's in your court, Rochester. You've got some great pressure, but pressure doesn't mean anything without opportunity.
And they'll maybe find their way here in game number 3. I feel like they were finally starting to really get into a flow near the end. They did have a couple of challenges that went their way, and really it was kind of like a 50-50 chance for them in midfield, but they did get a couple of those going their way. I feel like their positioning shows in those challenge wins. They're a little more confident in their positioning. So as long as they can keep challenging those balls, then I think Rochester put themselves in a position to at least contend. And off the kickoff, Bindo will take it 6 seconds in.
Well, there we go. Shawnee Boy just not able to keep that ball close, and also great pressure being applied, and Buddha forced into a bit of an awkward position, not able to find touch. So they start off with a lead, but can you hold it?
Kickoff goals, they're a special breed. We love them here in CRL, don't we?
They do happen a lot.
Yeah.
Or at least more often than we're used to seeing, I would say.
It happens a good bit. But the Tigers look to keep it close. Love this control here around midfield. My goodness, by 2 defenders, but that follow-up challenge, he needs that. And Clavin almost doing the exact same thing right back to Rochester. He will kick this back downfield.
And Clavin just wanted to get rid of that ball. There's just not a lot of boost on the Michigan pitch right now. They're just trying to make sure they have some time and space to spread themselves back out and pick up some canisters. Bindo now. Back wall. Shawnee Boy already waiting. Great job keeping it close, but one of that ground pinch. Just going to have to waste some more boost here just to try and keep the ball in his possession.
All right, it feels like everyone wants to carry the ball now, but I mean, look how much space Buddha has. Absolutely carry it if they're going to give it to you. This time kicked away by Casso. Shawnee Boy forced up from Casso's challenge. Now Bindo takes this up. Bindo. The challenge goes Clavin's way. Sunblaze caught too far up. A demo. Releases some heat from Sunblaze.
Nice bump, though, from Clavin on Sunblaze, actually. Means the Wolverines get to stay on offense here a bit longer. Tough ball for Bindo. It's actually a great read from Sunblaze coming out of the net there to relieve a lot of that pressure that could have been coming out.
Clavin, we got chipped. A lot of physical play coming from both ends. A pass from Sunblaze over to Casso. No good. Buddha flips it over one, now headed the other way for a counterattack. Sunblaze, the last man back. It bounces right by him. He gets back to the ball in time, able to clear it out. Clavin puts it up high, keeps possession. Buddha slams it against the back wall, nothing.
Great cut. Very well done there from Shawnee Boy to sneak that ball through two. Buddha trying to help out. And Casso actually has to get boxed out by Michigan. Opens the door. Wow. Great save from Bindo. And that was just nice pressure from Michigan. They delayed the rotation from Casso to force him to dodge a demo. Flip reset for Shawnee Boy off the wall. And Clavin trying to get aggressive. Beat the defense to the ball. Not able to find it. Great bump on Casso. Buddha wants the bump. Trying to force Sunblaze off the ball and just let it roll in. But not able to find the mark.
Oh, a chance.
Nice save from Shawnee Boy.
Great save from Shawnee Boy. I thought that counterattack was The best look that Rochester has seen so far. Clavin, he's got Buddha downfield.
They keep going for the bumps.
And they're getting them consistently. I mean, we're watching these guys roll around on the orange half of the pitch with such confidence. You can understand why. Every time they touch the ball, it's towards the net or it's towards a teammate. Doing well, hitting the ball with intent and the control as well.
But nothing to show for it. Tigers doing an excellent job despite all this aggression from Michigan, trying to constantly force them to dodge demos and make tough follow-up saves. There's another one.
It's a good demo, but they're having trouble securing this boost. Good pass back and forth. Shawnee Boy saved by Sunblaze. Up there quickly is Clavin. He's got Buddha on the wing quickly. Oh, the backboard. Buddha does send it straight down, and Bindo cleared out towards midfield, loses to Clavin. Clavin beats another defender. Shawnee Boy backflips, waits for the shot to come, but Bindo never lets it happen. Sunblaze, he tries to clear this out, and it comes straight back over to him from Bindo. Sunblaze, no good.
And Shawnee Boy was expecting that ball to get pinched across the net. He even pre-jumped that clear. So well done from Bindo to make sure that one stayed safely in the corner.
Long pass over to Shawnee Boy. Buddha finds another touch. Slow on defense to some of these touches. That's a bouncer shot saved by Bindo, but it's still dangerous. He's got to follow it up. He does. Shawnee Boy slaps that against the backboard. It's knocked away again. Rochester, good defense, but these clears are going right back to the
Bindo,
offense.
dead.
Demo opens it and splits the defenders. Clavin ties it up. Relentless pressure pays off.
And that one felt this one was going to happen. Bindo was head of the backboard to get the clear, and it got tipped that way from Sunblaze, but Bindo came off the backboard trying to get himself back on the ground, which means he couldn't go get that follow-up touch. He was thinking Sunblaze was going to get a tip into the corner, up the pitch or something, and finally, Michigan holding pressure for so long, find a crack and exploit it.
Long clear. Rochester, they held on to that 1-goal lead for a while, but ever since that kickoff goal, they have had a supreme lack of offense. And it's just due to really good ball control, great possession overall by this University of Michigan team. Less than 30 seconds to go in regulation. Rochester's still out of chance here. A laser shot blocked again. Bindo, he's been a goaltender for his team in this game, and now he fakes out one, slams it into Sunblaze.
And Shawnee Boy actually almost got caught too far forward on that. Almost a pinch shot for the Tigers, but last chance might belong to them here. Bindo not able to find anything. Buddha down in the middle. That's a weak ball. Free ball for Lion Blaze and kicked down into the corner. Overtime. So what are you going to do? It's the second overtime here. Michigan won the first one. So let's see what they do. You said don't lose on kickoff. Well, here's a chance for Shawnee Boy. Rips it clear as Sunblaze towards the midfield line. And I feel like we picked up right where we left off. The tent set up for the Wolverines.
Oh, Clavin just did so much there. Yep. A solid touch. Shawnee Boy's going to pick up this goal, but it's all Clavin on this play. Picks it up from midfield, wins a great challenge. Then kicks the ball out to the corner.
Huge bump.
And a big bump after taking that boost away. I mean, Clavin played a perfect game there in that 5 seconds. University of Michigan, what a series.
You know, James, you're from Michigan.
I am from Michigan. How did you know this?
Well, you've told me.
Okay. All right. That makes sense now.
So how are you feeling about your team's performance here?
You know, to me, my team is actually Grand Valley State University.
Okay.
That's my alma mater.
Fair enough.
So that is my team. U of M is my father's team.
Okay.
But I am still proud of my state here. You know, I think they looked really good, and I think Clavin was a player that, to me, is the leader of that offense. And if he continues to play well, I expect big things from them. But, it's great to see U of M get the win. And it was a 3-0. You guys, again, are right. So that beef from Twitch chat.
Thank you, Twitch chat.
We'll see if that continues. Because right now, they agreed with you. So now
they did.
Now, yeah, look. And it actually went down. It went down about 9% from when you suggested.
And James, I tricked that 9%. They went to vote for the other team.
You got him, George.
Debated.
You got him.
They're losers. I'm a winner.
You are a winner. You're 2 for 2, Jorby. There's nobody
this is all
here.
Downhill. As soon as I start bragging.
This is great.
I know.
This is great. Honestly,
I
love the direction.
I can see your pupils expanding.
Well, you know, all I know is that we're in for a treat this season, and I am going to be in Twitch chat when I'm watching next week when Corelli's here sitting. and I will be sure to be part of that Twitch chat that's going up against you.
We'll make sure to call Corelli James Bot all next week. So.
I mean, he don't pay him any compliments. Come on, he doesn't need those.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here. This
But
is great.
it's a good time. It's fun. But I mean, just from your guys' perspective, I'd love to hear what you think. I thought Clavin stood out for me. What were some big moments from that game that you really thought played an impact on the series as a whole?
Well, the big thing for me, Rochester, again, the miscommunication in the midfield. The double commits really did play a role early on in the series for Michigan to start getting the lead. But to be honest, the thing that I enjoyed most from Rochester, despite being on defense for so long, it was still really tough for Michigan to score the ball. So well done, Rochester. You fix some communication issues. I think you have a pretty good rest of the season lined up.
I loved University of Michigan taking advantage of their speed. They were a faster team than Rochester, and I think Clavin absolutely was the leader for that. But Shawnee Boy really impressed me in this series as he was involved in a lot of that offense with Clavin. I thought Buda was also a really good compliment. Really, I don't think that any of these guys had besides Clavin. Clavin, obviously the standout performer, but his two compliments, I think that they were up there as well. They were really just playing as one cohesive unit. I love their passing, and I want to see more of this team. I'm excited to see where they go.
Yeah, a lot of fun for both teams. Some big ups for both teams, some things to be fixed, but overall, strong start to the season.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we have Rowan versus Waterloo. Stay tuned. You guys are not going to want to miss it.